When I signed up for the Hog Rock Adventure Rally, I thought I knew exactly what an adventure rally was. It turns out I couldn't have been more wrong. I just got back from the all-new Hog Rock Adventure Rally held in Cave in Rock, Illinois. Let me tell you, I couldn't be happier with the experience. This adventure rally is brand new to the area, and it features some of the best riding in the Ohio River Valley. Now, I took my family. We went down and camped for, 4 or 5 days, and I wanted to share some of that experience with you and maybe give you some tips that'll help you for your next rally. So if you're thinking about attending an adventure rally, you've probably got some questions. I know I did when I first got started. And if that's you, I want to help by answering some of those questions from my own experience. So let's get into it. To be fair, I went into this event and really thought this was just about riding, because I love to ride, and most of the time it's the highlight for me and my friends. But I quickly learned how wrong I really was. Now, don't misunderstand me. There's plenty of good riding at the rally, and I expected to find some amazing routes at this event. But that's just one piece of what made the Hog Rock Adventure Rally so great. What I didn't expect was the little perks and special things that they offered, like on-site training. This year, Appalachian ADV hosted a riding clinic on site, and it was used to kind of brush up on skills prior to taking on the routes. And, I talked to a lot of riders that attended that clinic, and they were all super happy with that experience. Now, I also found myself spending more time at the vendor booths during this event. Like Green Chili ADV was there, and they had other vendors that offered great deals on luggage and recovery equipment and stuff like that. It's just a really good opportunity to try out the latest gear for your bike with a supplier on site. And, they can share tips for using their gear in real world situations. And to be honest, that's just super helpful if you're a rider trying to figure out what gear you need. Honestly, this thing is much bigger than just motorcycles. At the core of this rally was an unbelievably friendly community of people and families. Now, I saw, kids having fun together, families making memories together. The idea that adventure rallies are just about riding was totally shattered by my experience at the Hog Rock Adventure Rally. It really is an event where families can come together. They experience adventure together, and they build lasting memories together. So the biggest question you're probably asking is this: can anyone ride this rally? Now, the short answer to that question is yes. At Hog Rock, there's a variety of routes that are carefully created for riders of every single skill level. Whether you're a beginner rider or a seasoned off-road pro, there's something at this rally for you. And this year, people showed up on every type of bike you could imagine. I saw street bikes and adventure bikes, dual sports, and even some hard enduro two-strokes that were plated so they could, run on the roads. But the truth is this: there is actually more riding in the Shawnee National Forest than you're able to experience in a single weekend. So the routes are really well organized. They're clearly named based on the type of terrain. The beginner ADV routes primarily are pavement. They got a couple of small gravel sections, but mostly they're scenic routes that take you through popular sightseeing areas in the Shawnee National Forest. And there's an intermediate route. It adds a few more challenging sections for big bikes, but it keeps the same amazing views and elevation changes. And for those riders that are, looking to take on the advanced adventure routes, some things are going to get spicy, depending on the weather, for sure. These routes are more challenging, But like I said, there's something for everyone. And even the dual sport riders found out that the Shawnee is going to test your skills. Robert's Bathtub was a popular creek crossing on the advanced dual sport route, and it claimed several bikes and humbled riders all weekend long. But no matter what you're going to ride when you get there, the thing to remember is there's adventure waiting for you at this rally. You just need to choose which route you go on wisely. The next question that riders ask is, what should I actually bring with me to the rally? And no matter what you do, you always wish you would have brought something else to an event like this. So let me share some of my experience and help you prepare for the event when you come. No matter which event you attend, whether it's the Hog Rock Adventure Rally or a Red River Scramble or a Weil and Wayne, you can expect rain, mud, uncomfortable temperatures, hot or cold. Now, the Hog Rock Adventure Rally happens at the end of June in Southern Illinois, so it's probably going to be wet and it's probably going to be hot. So if you want enjoy your time on the bike and at camp, you need to consider some of these tips. First, bring a couple extra sets of clothes and riding gear. If it's raining, you're going to get your gear wet, and if it's dry, you're going to sweat a lot. Either way, the result is the same. At the end of the day, you're going to be wet, you're going to be tired. You're going to want to get a shower and get into some dry, comfortable clothes before you head to the common areas and start sharing all your war stories for the day. So plan on bringing some extra clothes, and it just maximizes your own comfort during the event. And since we're on the topic of rain, the second thing you're going to want to bring is a way to stay dry at camp. So if you're a tent camper, I want you to bring a pop-up tent or make a large rain fly. It can keep your riding gear dry if it rains overnight. And yeah, I know you can always just climb into your tent when it starts raining, but man, it's so much better if you can sit outside under a canopy and let the air flow. And it also creates opportunity to meet new people. If you have a dry area to sit and visit, people are likely to stop by and say hi. At the very least, throw an extra tarp in the truck. Now, if you're an overlander or a camper like me, you're already going to have a good way to get out of the rain, but you could bring a couple extra things to make yourself more comfortable too. Like air conditioning in a camper is clutch, right? But if you're sitting outside, consider bringing a fan to circulate the air while you're just sitting around telling stories with your buddies. And also, maybe consider bringing an extra chair or two. Just set them up around camp because, trust me, visitors are going to find their way to you. And it's a great way to signal to people that they're welcome to grab a chair and share some stories. The third thing that you need to bring are tools for your bike. Now, trust me, things are going to break when you ride for 3 days straight. My campsite actually looked more like a race pit than a weekend campsite. And all weekend long, we had bikes pulling in to get something fixed. We adjusted, levers, repaired brakes, tightened up lots of bolts, and we even had a tire changing station set up just in case somebody needed a hand. But my advice is to plan ahead. Just throw some tools in your truck. Be prepared to make minor repairs on your machine. There's a good chance you're going to have to. This can be the difference between a fun-filled weekend and a disappointing drive home. Now, the last tip is probably one of the most obvious, but it's important, so I don't want to just skip over it. You need to make sure that you stay hydrated at this event. Now, I always pack a couple coolers for a rally. One is just dedicated for water, and the other has a variety of drinks for the weekend. So, since you're going to be out riding all day, working hard and sweating, coming back to camp is kind of like coming home after a long day at work. You want to be able to sit down in dry clothes and enjoy a cold drink with your friends. Yes, I know there are vendors that can sell you drinks all weekend, but man, that can get really expensive. So consider supplementing it with your own cooler and pack it properly for both hydration and relaxation. The best part of an adventure rally isn't always the riding. Now, I know that might seem strange at first. After all, you're signing up to go ride your bike, and the main point is to go ride your bike. But for me, the best part of a rally like this is actually the people who came to the rally. I got a chance to meet some amazing people and hear their stories about how they're finding adventure in their life. And we helped each other a lot. We pushed each other to learn and to accomplish more than we thought we could on our own. Yes, we rode motorcycles together. We also rescued bikes together. We laughed together, and we made memories that are going to last a lifetime. And the riding actually brought us all together, but it was the people that made us stay for the weekend. I also love the fact that this is a family-friendly event. I took my wife and my 4 kids down, and my kids just rode around camp and played till they dropped. The Hog Rock campground, it has miles of gravel roads for the kids to explore, and they set up challenge courses for little bikes and stuff. So while I was out exploring the Shawnee National Forest with my friends, my kids were exploring the campground with their new friends. And they even had a dedicated kids play area set up. It was sponsored by the Blue Star Mothers. I just felt like that was a great touch on the rally. And my kids haven't stopped talking about the water slides and the game since we got home. So let's circle back to the beginning. If you're watching this video, you're probably considering the Hog Rock Adventure Rally as one of your destinations for the year. The only question is, should you go? And the answer to that question is absolutely yes. This event shattered my expectations for adventure bikes. Not only was it a great riding destination, but it introduced me to a whole new community of riders. I made new friends. I learned new skills and renewed my sense of adventure. So if you're looking for more people like yourself, people who love to ride and love to find adventure, this is the rally for you. I came here expecting just another motorcycle rally, but I left feeling like I'd found another riding family.